Remember the first time you saw a McLaren F1, the McLaren P1, that feeling of awe and desire? Well, McLaren has done it again with the McLaren W1, but this time they have thrown 1,258 horsepower and some serious technology at the problem. Let us see if it measures up to your childhood dreams. Let us start where it all began. Picture this: a car with 3 seats, the driver positioned directly in the middle, and an engine bay lined with gold. Yes, that is the McLaren F1. It was not just a car, it was a revolution on wheels. With a top speed of 240 miles per hour, it made other supercars look like they were standing still. But the McLaren F1 was not just about speed. It changed the game for what a supercar could be. And guess what? It is still turning heads today. With only about 100 ever made, it is the holy grail for collectors. Why? Because it is not just a car, it is a piece of history. But hold on to your hats, folks. McLaren was not done. They had bigger plans, and boy did they deliver. What happens when you take Formula One DNA and inject it with electric steroids? You get the McLaren P1, that is what. McLaren's answer to the question, how do we top the F1, was nothing short of revolutionary. They did not just push boundaries, they obliterated them. But how did McLaren manage to squeeze 903 horsepower into a road-legal package? The McLaren P1 was not just fast, it was a glimpse into the future of hypercars. Launched in 2012, this beast combined a 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine with an electric motor. The result? A total output of 903 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. That is enough power to make your grandmother's Sunday drive feel like a Formula One race. But the McLaren P1 was not just about raw power. It was about intelligence too. McLaren's engineers were not content with just making a fast car. They wanted to make a smart car. The P1's hybrid system allowed for electric-only driving for short distances. Imagine cruising silently through your neighborhood in a hypercar. Talk about having your cake and eating it too. Now, let us talk about speed. The McLaren P1 could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds. That is faster than you can say, "Holy moly, Batman!" But speed was not the only trick up its sleeve. The McLaren P1's design was all about aerodynamics. It had active aerodynamics that adjusted based on speed and driving conditions. That is right, this car could change its shape on the fly to optimize performance. But what good is all that power if you cannot keep it on the road? That is where McLaren's obsession with lightweight engineering came in. They used carbon fiber extensively in the P1's construction. The result? A power-to-weight ratio that would make most supercars blush. The McLaren P1's design was not just about function, though. It was a head-turner, too. With its distinctive aerodynamic shape and features like a rear wing that deployed to optimize downforce, it looked like something straight out of a science fiction movie. But every curve, every line served a purpose. It was the perfect marriage of form and function. McLaren's commitment to innovation did not stop at the powertrain and aerodynamics. The P1 also featured a state-of-the-art braking system that could bring this beast to a stop from 186 miles per hour in just 6.2 seconds. That is like going from warp speed to a dead stop in the blink of an eye. The McLaren P1 was not just a car, it was a statement. It showed the world that hybrid technology was not just for environmental advocates. It could be harnessed to create mind-bending performance. It set a new benchmark for hybrid hypercars, influencing not just future McLaren models, but the entire automotive industry. Remember when 903 horsepower seemed insane? Well, McLaren is back to redefine insane with the W1. How do you improve on a legend? Apparently, by throwing 1,258 horsepower at it and seeing what sticks. That is right, folks. The W1 is not just a step up from the P1, it is a whole new ballgame. McLaren's latest creation packs a punch that will make your head spin. We are talking about a hybrid powertrain that combines a beefy combustion engine with a 342 horsepower electric motor. The result? A mind-bending 1,258 horsepower and 988 pound-feet of torque. That is enough power to make the P1 look like it is standing still. But it is not just about raw power. The W1 is a technological marvel. It can sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a mere 2.7 seconds. That is faster than you can say, "Holy McLaren." And if you are wondering about top speed, it will reach 217 miles per hour. That is right, it is matching the P1's top speed, but getting there a whole lot quicker. Now, you might be thinking, sure, it is fast, but what about efficiency? Well, McLaren has got you covered there too. The W1's hybrid system includes a lightweight electric module that weighs only 44 pounds. This little powerhouse allows the W1 to drive on electricity alone for about 1.6 miles. Not exactly a cross-country trip, but perfect for sneaking out of your neighborhood without waking the neighbors. But wait, there is more. McLaren's engineers did not just focus on power. They have taken aerodynamics to a whole new level. The W1 features an active long-tail rear wing that can extend up to 11.8 inches. This is not just for show, it is all about downforce. At 174 miles per hour, this beast generates a total of 2,205 pounds of downforce. That is like having an elephant sitting on your roof, keeping you glued to the road. And speaking of aerodynamics, McLaren did not mess around. They spent over 350 hours in the wind tunnel testing the W1. The result? Ground effect aerodynamics similar to F1 cars. This means better grip without excessive drag. It is like the car is hugging the road, but without the extra weight slowing it down. Now, let us talk about the W1's chassis. It is not just a car, it is a work of art. The unique aerocell carbon fiber monocoque chassis integrates the seating into the structure. This allows for a shorter wheelbase and significant weight savings. It is like McLaren's engineers looked at a regular car and said, "No, let us make it lighter, shorter, and faster." Step inside the W1 and you will find a cockpit that is more fighter jet than car. There is an 8.00-inch touchscreen interface, adjustable pedals, and a steering wheel that moves to fit you. But here is the kicker. The seats are fixed. Why? To save weight, of course. Every gram counts when you are pushing the limits of what is possible in a road car. Now I know what you are thinking. This all sounds great, but how much does it cost? Well, hold on to your wallets, folks. The W1 comes with a price tag of about $2.1 million, and if you are reaching for your checkbook, I have bad news. All 399 units have already been sold. Looks like we will have to admire this beast from afar. 3 McLaren legends, 3 different eras. The F1, P1, and now the W1. Each pushed boundaries, but which one truly deserves the crown? It is time to settle the score once and for all. Let us pit these automotive marvels against each other in the ultimate showdown. First up, power. The F1's naturally aspirated V12 was a masterpiece, delivering 618 horsepower. The P1 upped the ante with its hybrid powertrain, pumping out 903 horsepower. But the W1? It is in a league of its own with a mind-bending 1,258 horsepower. Looks like progress is measured in horses, folks. When it comes to speed, all 3 are jaw-droppers. The F1 could hit 240 miles per hour, a record it held for years. The P1 matched the F1's top speed but got there quicker. Now the W1 enters the ring with a 0.62 miles per hour time of just 2.7 seconds. It might not have the highest top speed, but it will leave you pinned to your seat faster than you can say McLaren. Let us talk technology. The F1 was all about purity. No driver aids, just you and the machine. The P1 brought hybrid technology to the hypercar world, blending electric and combustion power. The W1? It has taken hybrid technology to the next level. With its active suspension system and ground effect aerodynamics, it is basically a road-legal Formula One car. But here is where it gets interesting. The W1's design has sparked some debate. Some say it lacks the visual impact of the P1. One review even stated, "The W1 does not have the same wow factor as McLaren's first hybrid car did when it arrived back in 2012. Ouch. But is beauty in the eye of the beholder, or has McLaren missed the mark? Let us look at the evolution of McLaren's design language. The F1 was all about function over form, with its central driving position and gold-lined engine bay. The P1 brought science fiction looks to the road, with its active aerodynamics and dramatic styling. The W1, it has taken a different approach. Those anhedral doors are not just for show, they improve aerodynamics and make it easier to get in and out. It is like McLaren said, why have cool-looking doors when you can have smart doors? When it comes to the driver experience, each car offers something unique. The F1 is raw and unfiltered, a pure driving experience. The P1 balances performance with some modern comforts. The W1, it has gone full race car, fixed seats, adjustable pedals, and a steering wheel with just 2 buttons. It is like McLaren looked at their previous cars and said, you know what, let us make this one feel like an actual race car. Now, let us talk about that active rear wing on the W1. It can extend up to 11.8 inches and generates up to 650 kilograms of downforce. That is like having a small elephant pushing your car onto the road. And in race mode, you are looking at a total of 1,000 kilograms of downforce. It is like McLaren decided gravity was not doing a good enough job. But here is a curveball. The W1 is rear-wheel drive. In a world where many high-performance cars are going all-wheel drive, McLaren is sticking to their guns. They say it keeps the weight down and improves steering feel. It is a bold move, but then again, McLaren has never been one to follow the crowd. So, which McLaren truly deserves the crown? The F1 changed the game and is still revered today. The P1 brought hybrid technology to the hypercar world and set new standards. The W1, it is pushing the boundaries of what is possible in a road car. Hold on to your seats, because we are about to flip the script on what makes a true automotive icon. Is the newest always the best, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let us break it down. The F1, P1, and W1, each a marvel of engineering in its own right. The F1 gave us raw, unadulterated power with its naturally aspirated V12. The P1 brought hybrid technology to the hypercar party, and now the W1, it is taking that hybrid technology and cranking it up to 11. But here is the thing. Is more always better? Sure, the W1 packs a mind-bending 1,258 horsepower. That is enough to make your grandmother's Sunday drive feel like a space launch. But does that make it the true legend? Let us talk about impact. When the F1 hit the scene, it changed the game. It was not just fast, it was revolutionary. That central driving position? Pure genius. The gold-lined engine bay? Automotive art? It was not just a car, it was a statement. Then came the P1. It showed us that hybrid technology was not just for environmental advocates. It could make cars go faster, harder, better. It was like McLaren looked at the future and said, yes, we will take that. Now we have the W1. It is faster, more powerful, more high-tech than ever. But here is where it gets tricky. One review said, the W1 does not have the same wow factor as McLaren's first hybrid car did when it arrived back in 2012. Ouch! Is the W1 a victim of its own success? Let us be honest. The W1 is a technological marvel. It accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.7 seconds. That is faster than you can say, holy McLaren. And that active rear wing? It is not just for show. At speed, it is pushing down with the force of a small elephant. That is some serious engineering. But is that enough to make it a legend? Or is there more to it than just numbers on a specification sheet? Think about it. The F1 is still turning heads today, decades after it first hit the streets. The P1 changed our expectations of what a hypercar could be. The W1, it is pushing the boundaries of what is physically possible in a road car. So, what makes a true legend? Is it the car that changes the game? The one that pushes technology forward? Or is it the one that captures our hearts and imaginations? Maybe it is not about crowning a single champion. Maybe each of these cars is a legend in its own right. The F1 for its purity and innovation, the P1 for bringing hybrid technology to the hypercar world, and the W1 for showing us what is possible when you throw everything you have got at the problem. What do you think? Is the newest always the best, or is there something to be said for the classics? Is raw power everything, or does emotional impact matter more? The W1 is not just a new hypercar, it is a glimpse into the future. McLaren is pushing the boundaries of what is possible, and other manufacturers are taking notice. We are entering an era where hypercars are not just fast, they are smart, efficient, and pushing the limits of engineering. But what is next? Will we see even more powerful hybrid systems? Maybe fully electric hypercars? Or will manufacturers focus on lightweight materials and aerodynamics to squeeze out every last drop of performance? What do you think the future holds for hypercars? Will McLaren stay at the forefront, or will another manufacturer take the lead? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you are as excited about the future of hypercars as we are, hit that like button, and do not forget to subscribe for more high-octane content.